Also breaking tonight, Rhode Islanders will soon be required to wear masks in public. I'm Shannon Heggie.
And I'm Mike Montecalvo. Governor Gina Raimondo announcing the new executive order this afternoon. Today, the Department of Health reported another 14 deaths associated with coronavirus. More than 350 people have died since the crisis began. And the number of people in the hospital is down from yesterday. Nearly 90 people are in the intensive care unit and more than 60 are on ventilators.
The number of positive cases in the state is at nearly 10,000, but Governor Raimondo is hopeful she'll be able to lift her stay-at-home order this weekend. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian joins us live from the State House. Kim?
Well, Shannon and Mike, today the governor reminding folks to have their cloth face coverings handy. Come Friday, if you're not wearing one of these while you're out in public, you could face a fine.
Governor Gina Raimondo and her cabinet members walking the talk Tuesday, wearing cloth face masks as they entered the daily briefing. Raimondo says Rhode Islanders should prepare for a new normal with the stay-at-home order set to expire this week.
We're going to have to do better with our face mask wearing.
To that end, she'll be beefing up her executive order on face masks, now mandating that everyone wear one in public starting Friday.
There will be exceptions for very young children, people who are developmentally unable to wear a mask consistently, folks with underlying health and breathing conditions, which would make it unsafe to wear a mask.
As a rule of thumb, the governor says you should wear your mask whenever you're going to be within 6 feet of people outside of your home, indoors or outdoors, including at the drive-thru.
Wearing some form of covering over your mouth and nose can help significantly in stopping the unknown risk of transmission in some people who may not even know that they can transmit because they don't actually have symptoms.
The order will be enforced with specifics to be announced Friday.
Penalties, what will be the civil penalties? There'll be fines. We're figuring out exactly what.
The new mandate comes as the governor prepares to lift the stay-at-home order this weekend, something that will allow expanded by-appointment services at the DMV and the reopening of some retail stores, though not large indoor shopping centers like malls. The governor is asking people to be prepared.
You don't leave your house without your car keys or your phone or your wallet. So don't leave your house without your face mask.
The governor also announcing today the state is working to develop a COVID-19 app where you can track your symptoms and contact tracing. You can also get information from the Department of Health, even schedule a test for the coronavirus. She said she hopes to unveil that app sometime next week. Live at the State House, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News. The governor took some time today to highlight some of the state programs that are being used to help people who are marginalized or at risk, including folks who might be experiencing violence at home.
I want to be clear, this administration has a zero-tolerance policy for domestic violence of any kind. Abuse and neglect of your kids, abuse and neglect of one another, abuse and neglect of the elderly. I know this is a desperate time. I know tempers are running high and patience is short. I know you're struggling. Violence is not an excuse. It's not acceptable, and we are going to do everything we can to make sure that if you are a victim of that kind of violence, you have the support that you need. And I'm asking teachers to keep an extra close eye on these kids. You know, normally kids see their teacher every day. A teacher is often the first person who could see if a kid is off, a kid's neglected, coming to school in dirty clothes. So we're trying to implement this kind of screening in our distance learning. And I also hope that once folks start to see their pediatricians and primary care providers more regularly, that's another place for kids to reach out for help. For now, I do want you to know we've developed resource materials, and we have a Safe at Home website to let people know they're not alone and there is help available. And the state police is doing a fantastic job doing daily book readings to kids in their homes, reaching out to kids. If you're out there and you're hearing me and you feel unsafe in your home, call us, go to the Safe at Home website, call Domestic Abuse Hotline, call 211. Just get yourself help, because we're here to help, and it's not okay if you don't feel safe at home.
And we do have a link to that Safe at Home website right now on WPRI.com. The governor also today said that the state has helped to distribute more than 300,000 meals, and she says this type of assistance is not going to go away anytime soon. Live at the State House, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.